Hello, I'm Paige Counts, Public Information Officer for Caldwell County. Welcome to Caldwell County Today. Today we're with Pet Partners, and I have Suzanne Matthews, who's Director of Operations for the organization. Welcome, Suzanne, and thank you for being with us.
Thank you.
So, tell us a little bit about Pet Partners.
Pet Partners is an animal rescue. We are a nonprofit organization. We started in Caldwell County in 2008. We have rehomed nearly 3,000 animals since we began. All of our animals are housed in private foster families, and we do adoption events most Saturdays at Tractor Supply in Lenoir between the hours of 10 and 2. Our animals can be found on Pet Finder and on our website, petpartnersrescue.org, and on our Facebook page.
Okay, some people may be wondering, since we're talking about pet partners and animals, why we're in a consignment store. So tell us why we're here and what's behind us.
Okay, well, this is our store, Waggin Tail Resale, and we started a store in 2014 because we felt the need to somehow raise some money to care for our animals. Our adoption fee for our animals includes a spay or a neuter and the first 3 vaccines, and that can get quite costly. And when we have animals and they come in and they're either injured or sick, we take care of our animals until they are completely well and ready to be rehomed. And so whatever that cost ends up being, we take care of that cost. Most of the time, our animals end up costing us money rather than making us money. So we don't profit at all from the animals. We decided we needed to have some sort of income. So in 2014, we started a resale store at our other location that's just down the street. It was about half the size of this building, and we quickly outgrew that. That was about 3,400 square feet. So in June of 2018, we had an opportunity to purchase this building, and with some help of some angel donors, we were able to purchase this building, which is 6,400 square feet, and move our store into this location, which will also be our future no-kill shelter.
Okay. Tell us a little bit about the store. What kind of items do you sell here?
We have a combination of items. We take donated items, we take furniture, home decor, all kinds of glassware. We take anything that's in good saleable condition. I wouldn't consider us a thrift store. I would consider us more of a resale or consignment store and a gift store. Anything that's like furniture, if it's not ripped, stained, or torn, we'll take it. Glassware that's not chipped, we'll take it. We also have a wholesale account with a local furniture company, so we buy some things on wholesale. Occasionally we will go to some estate sales and buy some furniture that way. We also have some, we sell new jams and jellies. We sell new girly girl shirts, so we don't sell any used clothes or any used shoes. Let's see, what else? I'm looking.
That's great. So really this is a place, if someone's looking for a furniture item, it's a really good place to come and look around and see what you have in stock, because I found myself doing that before we started shooting. I actually had to be told not to stop shopping and start working. So there are a lot of great items here.
Yeah, so our sign out front says Pet Partners Rescue of Caldwell County, really large, and then underneath it says Waggin Tail Resale. So we have a lot of people that come in looking for animal items. And we do have a very small section over there that has some leashes and collars and cages, but primarily most of our income here is made from the home decor and the clothes and the furniture.
Tell us the address.
220 Joyston Church Road, Lenoir, North Carolina.
And your operating hours.
We are here Tuesday and Wednesday from 10 to 2, Thursday through Saturday from 10 to 5. We are an all volunteer-based organization, so everybody that works here at the store is a volunteer. Everybody that works at Tractor Supply on Saturdays is a volunteer, and we are in need of volunteers to run our store.
Speaking of volunteers, you have volunteers that run your store, volunteers that do your adoption events, but I believe you also have volunteers that house your animals, that are foster parents for your...
Yeah, we have approximately 20 foster families, and all of those families have somewhere between 1 and 3 dogs each, and we have around 40 dogs, give or take a few, at any one time in private foster care.
Okay, so what does one have to do to volunteer?
Go to our website, and there's a link to our email address, or you can email me directly at petpartnersrescue@yahoo.com.
Suzanne, are you looking for anyone with any special skills to help with Pet Partners?
Yes, like I said, we're needing right now about an additional $40,000 so we can continue with our shelter plans. And so I am looking for a fundraising chair. This would be a volunteer position, and that person I would foresee needing to have about 8 to 12 extra hours a week, not necessarily consecutive hours, but they would be able to talk to the public, raise awareness about who we are and what we do and what our goals are. They would need to be able to plan and execute fundraising activities, and be able to ask the public for money so that we could meet our end goal.
So not someone who's shy and reserved, but someone who is outgoing and passionate about what you do here.
Yes, definitely believes in our cause, because when you believe in what we're doing, I find that it's easier to talk about.
Okay, so really it's just reaching out to you, and you will talk to the person and help direct them to where they fit into your organization.
Yes. On Saturdays we have a lot of students that get their Beta Club hours or other school organizations. We've been working with the local high schools and middle schools for a long 8 years. And then if you want to come work at our store, we really need a weekly, a regular commitment, because by the time we put hours into training somebody, they need to be able to come on a regular basis.
Right, and you're a volunteer. I think that's important for us to note, that you're not a paid employee of Pet Partners. You're a volunteer, and this is your passion.
That is correct. That is correct. I'm a volunteer. I'm actually a full-time school teacher during the week. And when we started in 2008, it is the passion. It's the passion of everybody that volunteers with us. We are a 5-member board. All of us have full-time jobs. And when we started in 2008, the euthanasia rates in Caldwell County were over 5,000. So we wanted to have a no-kill shelter. So we started our rescue, and we're still working on the physical location for the shelter. So that, again, that's one of the goals for this building, and why we moved over here. So we're very close. We've been telling people for a long time we're going to have our no-kill shelter. So our no-kill shelter will take place in part of the building, I guess in front of us over here, and on the grounds beside this building we already have the shelter plans for 8 indoor-outdoor kennels for the capacity of 32 dogs. So that will be a beginning for us. We need to collect about $40,000 more before we can break ground. I'm hoping to start that in 2019. I definitely see it coming to fruition in 2020.
Talk to me about what happens at your adoption events. When someone comes, if I came and I wanted to adopt a pet, what would I do?
Well, first of all, it's highly recommended when you go to our website or you go to Pet Finder that you become pre-qualified before you adopt an animal. So it is very unlikely that you would walk into Tractor Supply and then leave with your animal that day.
Okay.
So you have to be pre-qualified. You have to give vet references, and we do check your vet references. We want to make sure that you are a good fit for the animal that you're adopting, and that the animals are companion animals and they're not just going to any home. So if we were to get red flagged about somebody, wanting some sort of a guard dog, or sometimes if you check, we have a question that says, have you ever taken a dog to animal control? If you check yes, that would be a red flag. We would definitely, not to say we wouldn't adopt you, but we would question you and find out what the story is behind that. So we want to make sure that our animals are going to good homes, primarily indoor animals, outside obviously to use the restroom or to play with their owner, but again, we want our animals to be part of the family, and so there is a pre-qualifying process that you can go through before. So we have a lot of people who do that all week long, and they just come to pick up their animals on Saturday because they've already been pre-qualified. And we have had people drive down from Connecticut, up from Florida, over from Tennessee. It's not uncommon at all from somebody from a bordering state to come on Saturdays, and like I said, as far away as Connecticut, Florida, people drive to adopt our animals because they find them on Pet Finder and they get qualified. So often Saturday just really turns into a pickup place for the animals.
And I happened to go on your website today and look, and I noticed that you give some details about the animal, the expected size of the animal, a little bit of its background, so people can get to know a little bit about the animal from your website, and I'm sure that same information is on Pet Finders.
Yes, we try, and we always tell people, you know, the breed, unless we know for sure where the animal came from, both mother and father, we do tell everybody, and it's printed, this is our best guess, okay? We get people that call us all the time and they say, oh, I want a German Shepherd or I want a Doberman Pinscher, but unfortunately, those are not the kind of animals that rescues get. Rescues get for the dogs that nobody else wants. You know, so unless we know for sure, it's our best guess as far as the breed. And some of our fostered animals, sometimes they're with us for a long time and sometimes they're not. But all of our foster parents, they get to know the animals really well and they spend a lot of time with them. So we try to give a really good description so that, you know, the new family can knows what they're getting.
As a person who is passionate about animals and you helped found this organization, what would you tell someone who is thinking about adopting a pet? What advice do you have for that person?
Do I have the time for an animal, and do I have the resources for an animal? If you are somebody that does not want cat hair or dog hair on your clothes, or you can't stand, you know, your furniture having dog hair on it, or you want to keep an animal outside in a cage, if your next step is I'm going to go buy a 6x8 corral so I can keep it outside, I would recommend that maybe you get a fish or a gerbil because dogs want to be inside with their people. The other thing is a dog costs way more than just providing it with food. We live in the part of the country where mosquitoes are prevalent, and a lot of people, I'm surprised because I come from Arizona and I did not know this when I moved here 15 years ago, but heartworm comes from mosquitoes. And if you keep your dog outside, chances are, and it's not on a heartworm prevention, very likely that your dog, if it's been outside for any length of time at all, has heartworm. So to have a healthy animal, you need to keep it up to date on vaccines, which is an annual cost. You need to keep it on a heartworm prevention, which is monthly. You need to keep it on a tick and flea prevention, which is monthly. And then of course, when the animal gets sick, it needs veterinary care. So it's an expense to have an animal. So do I have the time? Do I have the love? You know, are all these, is the hair going to bother me if they mess in the house? Do I have time to potty train it if it's a puppy? And do I have the financial resources to give it the care that it deserves?
Now, Pet Partners right now, are you exclusively dogs or do you have cats? What kind of animals do you have?
Right now, we are exclusively dogs.
Are you looking to expand in the future, or is the need mostly for dogs?
No, actually, there is quite an overpopulation of cats in Caldwell County, and the first 2 years we were in business, we did take in a lot of cats and a lot of kittens. We tried to adopt them through a local pet store, and we had some really good luck, but they are very susceptible to, they're a lot more susceptible to sickness than dogs, especially if they're in a confined space. And because we were so new and didn't have a lot of support from the community as far as financial support from the community, it costs a lot of money. So rather than continue with the cats, we finished homing the ones we had, and we decided to concentrate on, continuing with our goal here, which is to get our shelter up and running. So we, like I said, we have the plans for the dogs. So once we get that part done, we may do something with cats. We have the space here. We have space on both sides of the building, and we've got some more space up there in the loft area. So it's in the back of our minds, but one step at a time.
One step at a time. One step at a time. We've talked about your thrift store, your need for volunteers, donations. Your adoption events, what times are those?
Those are Saturdays from 10 to 2 at Tractor Supply in Lenoir.
In Lenoir. How else can people support you besides shopping and volunteering? Are there other ways people can support your organization?
Yes, we are always in need of puppy food, because when we get a puppy, usually it's 5 to 8 at a time. So we're always in need of donated puppy food, and I mean good quality puppy food. So I don't really want to mention any names, but quality puppy food. We need foster families. We have been begging for foster families for 11 years. That seems to be the hardest thing to come by. And this is what I always say. I could never foster because I could never get rid of it. I'd fall in love. And you will fall in love. But if it weren't for foster families, we would not be able to do what we do. We could save so many more dogs right now if we had more foster families, because we are at the point right now, here's how we have to handle it. When we get a phone call from somebody and they have an animal that has showed up at their house, or their parents have passed away and they have their parents' animals, whatever the situation, they found themselves with a dog or two, 9 out of 10 times we have to say, our foster families are full, and so here's how we can help you. We need you to take care of your dog. Okay, we do a behavior assessment on the dog. We make sure that the dog is adoptable. We make sure that the dog is up to date on vaccines, and we ask them to help us financially to do that. And then we can put the dog on our website. We can put the dog on Pet Finder, and they can bring the dog to Tractor Supply. So they in turn become the foster parents of their own dog. And so we've been in that situation for many years. And then every once in a while we'll have a foster parent that will free up, and in a desperate situation, it doesn't take long. We can hurry and place a dog in that family.
Right.
But most of the time, and for many years, when people call in, we call them owner fosters. And so they end up taking care of their own dog until we can rehome it.
About how many dogs do you place a year with permanent families?
We have had a really good year. We have rehomed, since we've started, almost 3,000 animals. So in 2018 we had a really good year, about 283, and this year already almost 300. So euthanasia rates in Caldwell County have decreased from over 5,000 in 2008, and let's see, in 2014 there were less than 900. So while we are not the only rescue working on the problem, and animal control has done a fabulous job too, just what everybody in this county has done working together to control the animal population and to rehome, it's making a difference in what I call the senseless killing of healthy adoptable animals. So, and every animal that we put out is either spayed or neutered, and if it's not old enough to be fixed yet, we make sure that we collect a healthy enough deposit that the new family is going to bring the animal back to get fixed, because that's key. Spay neuter is key to fix the problem.
So you really help make sure that families are good matches, that the dog is healthy, and that the dog has been spayed or neutered.
Yes. If it's old enough, and if it's not, then yeah, like I said, we collect a healthy deposit. We stay in touch with the owner, and we use. They need to come back and use our vet. Now, if they come from far away,
Right.
They usually have a veterinarian of their own, and we've checked with them, and so we just get proof directly from their vet, and then we send them their deposit back when we get paperwork from their vet to prove that it's been done.
That's awesome. Do you have anything else to add?
Well, I would like to say, as far as our needs, in addition to puppy food, we need lots of newspaper at Tractor Supply. So if you have any newspaper, we use it to line the cages with. So if you've ever been into Tractor Supply on a Saturday, our dogs are available. We have all kinds of big corrals set up and little corrals set up. So we use newspaper to line the cages with. So we need newspaper.
So if reuse your newspaper in that case.
Yes, yes. And I want to definitely say thank you to Tractor Supply, because they have provided us with a venue now for 11 years that no matter the weather, we have a place to go for an adoption event. When we started in 2008, we were going to do a monthly adoption event, which quickly turned into twice a month, and after about 6 months there, it turned into every Saturday, because we had so many animals that we needed to be there every Saturday. But when they first agreed, they said we could do it once a month. By the end of the first year, we were there every Saturday. So since 2009, we have been there. So I definitely want to say thank you to Tractor Supply in Lenore. Pet Sense in Lenore, they give us donations of animal food and other animal care items. And there's been a lot of student fundraisers, too many I can't even name them all. So I just want to thank the students at the high schools and at the middle schools who do fundraisers, give us animal care items, animal food, and money.
All those are important, and I want to thank you for what you're doing, because you are also giving your time, and I think that's important. So thank you, and thank you for talking to us today.
You're
and
welcome.
Telling us more about Pet Partners. And I want to encourage you to come and see their store, see their showroom. If you're looking for a pet, check out their website, because they have some adorable dogs on their website. Thank you for watching Caldwell County Today.